This is the highest I've ever jumped. This is another Road to 50 episode. The last one was in January. I was supposed to do one every month, but I never got to it. So I'm just going to talk about the last 6 months in one video. And I'll just briefly talk about the January one, but I already have a video on that one. There have only been 2 other times I distinctly remember jumping this high. One of them was last summer when I made this TikTok, and the other was when I was 170 pounds in a practice that I don't have footage of. I've been training for the past 6 months with the goal of jumping higher. Only feeling relatively healthy since March. To be honest, I was starting to doubt if I was ever going to be able to run the same again. Every time I tried playing basketball again, I found out I was still injured. I would be in for a couple weeks and then I would be out for months. And this cycle would continue for over a year. This is the first time I've been able to consistently train for half a year. So let's break down this training starting with January. These were my stats going into January. I was 6'3", about 185 pounds. My vertical was about 43 inches. My squat was about 185 pounds. My deadlift was about 135, and I believe my standing vertical was about 37 or 38 inches. Let me know if I'm missing any other important stats. January was the hardest I've ever went on weight training. I was trying a new split. It was quads and calves, hamstrings and glutes, and then plyometrics for the 3rd day. I would repeat this every single day. I would miss about 4 days in the gym, so about 6 days a week I went to the gym this month. It was the most pain I've ever put my legs through. January was the first time I worked out for 13 days straight without a break. Only when my legs were extremely sore would I do upper body, which I did about 5 times I think. The biggest mistake I made this month was that I only did strength training. Sometimes I would go a week without jumping in this month. I kinda got lost in the sauce and I was training like a bodybuilder a little bit. But this month I would increase my squat by 40 pounds, making it at 225 for reps. And my deadlift increased by more than double. I went from a 135 deadlift to a 315 deadlift. Also, the increase was probably just from me getting better at the technique because my deadlift never went up after that again. At the end of January, I started training with Tashawn, which really helped. It really helped having a training partner who was on the same level as me, who could do the workouts that I was doing. He would even push me to work harder sometimes, as I would push him as well. The first half of February, I would also train with Tashawn. We were pushing harder than ever, doing lots of cardio. Because of the winter though, it was hard to get good cardio in. The only option was the treadmill really. Yeah, this was the month I really stepped up my cardio though. And also when my diet started getting really bad. The new Burger King opened up and they had this deal. It was buy 2 burgers for $5. So I would get 4. I really thought I was invincible. Every burger had about 700 calories. So I would eat about 3,000 calories in one sitting. I would do this about 3 times a week. I never had problems with gaining weight while I was working out, so I thought I'd be fine. The only time I've ever put on weight was during COVID when I stopped working out consistently. I was good until about halfway through February when I would realize that I gained 10 pounds. Yeah, your boy done goofed up. At this point too, my training with Tashawn would end abruptly, and I was left training by myself again for the rest of the month. I just realized I made a mistake. It was February when I hit the 315 deadlift. In January I hit a 235 deadlift. This would also be my first time hitting a 56-inch box jump. I said I was going to hit a 60-inch box jump by March, but that never happened. I wish that there was a 58-inch increment for the boxes, but there isn't, so it's hard to progressively overload pretty much. This month I would also change my training split. I would have a strength day, a dynamic strength day, and then I would do some plyos on the 3rd day. And this month I still also would neglect my jumping. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I thought my vertical would go up without jumping as much as I did before. It was dumb. I believe this month was when my vertical was the lowest out of the 6 months I was training. Again, I was lost in the sauce. I was just training really hard and I forgot what I was training for. I was just getting really big. At one point in this month, I almost hit 200 pounds. At this point, I was just getting comfortable with my workouts. I wasn't changing them up. I wasn't going my hardest on my cardio. I was staying the same pretty much. I just looked back at the footage and I actually had a PR in February. It was a big one on the boxes. I had a 54-inch box jump. Like it's the one off when I go up my knees. I have the video right here. It's this one and I had 30 pounds in my hands. Yeah, I remember now. It's the last day of the month and I just wanted to hit a PR to end the month off good. And I did, so it seems like my standing vertical was increasing, but my running vertical was on the decline. Because I neglected it, of course. So I lost like my coordination and not mobility, but dexterity. I don't know, whatever you call it. Now on to March. I think this is where things started to make a turn for the better. My bad guys, I had to go work out before work and then I didn't have time to finish my recording, so this is on a different day, so my voice might sound different. But anyways, back to the story. One of the reasons why I was able to work harder was because I met a lot of new people in the gym and made some new gym partners. One of them was Tony. He was a calisthenics athlete, but sometimes I would catch him in the gym when he was doing plyometrics and I would join him. Another one of them was Katrusia. We did some insane cardio, like people thought we were borderline crazy. Another one of them was Alex. He really showed me a lot of athletic type of drills and workouts. He like paved the path for me in terms of working out as an athlete. He taught me how to do cleans, and we would do like clean offs and stuff, like just back and forth non-stop. Like those days were fun. He sadly moved away though. It was good timing though, because now that it's warm outside, I'm mainly outside anyway, so it was perfect timing, to be honest. It's like having that first master in one of your animes that just sends you off and you never see them again until like episode 1000. This month I'd also start jumping more consistently. I would increase the height on my boxes when I was doing my plyometrics. Fun fact, I also pushed 1,000 pounds. Humble flex, you know. This month I was also able to bring my weight down to 189, I believe, or I think it was pretty close to that. I think it was 189. This was also the first time I hit a 275 squat for 3 reps. I forgot to mention that in February I got my first 275 squat. I think that pretty much wraps up March. I can't think of anything else that I did. I guess it's time to move on to April. I don't think I really recorded much of anything in April. I think it's because I was like so focused on training that it was hard for me to record. Because like, you know, like when you're focused, like I would just like split my attention between 2 things. And because I was training legs so hard every day. That's why like on my Instagram and stuff like that, I never like it's a lot of upper body stuff, even though I do upper body like twice, like maybe like 3 times or 4 times, yeah, maybe like 3 times a month. But I post a lot of upper body stuff more than leg stuff, because when I'm doing legs I can't focus when I'm trying to record it at the same time. It just requires more focus for me, especially when I'm doing cardio, because I'm super tired, I'm dizzy, and I wouldn't be able to hold a camera. But I definitely think that this month was the one that I worked the hardest out of any month. This is also when I changed my routine, so I was doing a lot less weights and more running and more dynamic movements.
Asian man dies. I punched him.
It's Alex Chingbang.
I was just mainly focused on getting back into basketball shape. I was doing a lot more jumping. So basically I would schedule my routine so that I have one day where I would just do running and jumping, another day where I just do plyometrics, and then I'd have my dynamic weightlifting day, my strength day. So I had about like 5 different days, 2 of them being weightlifting days and the others being all running, jumping, and yeah.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy River here. We're doing push day.
Swag Project, aka.
Swag Project in the building, you know what I'm saying? You know, follow me down below. My name E-Man Gets Fit.
This is also when I started to neglect my upper body. So I was pretty much doing one upper body day every like 2 weeks pretty much at this point. I was fine with that though, because I'm not that interested in doing upper body workouts. So yeah, not much happened in April in terms of PRs and stuff, but this was definitely like a grinding phase kind of month. May was definitely an exciting month. It was the first time I got to show off my dunking abilities again. And it was also the first time I got to see my progress that I made since I first started working out. For not dunking in a long time, I felt like I was getting really high. It felt really good to get back into it. I feel like my vertical improved about 1 inch, which is really good in a like 6-month time frame. I know like you see on like Instagram, everyone's like, oh, do this and get your vertical up 5 inches, but if you just get like 1 inch a year, you know, that's still good progress. Like if I can just increase my vertical by 1 inch every year, and by the time I'm like 25, I'll have a 50-inch vertical. Of course, you'll want to see more progress than just 1 inch every year, but it's a slow grind. Like sometimes you won't even notice that you're jumping higher. It's really slow. Also, there will be times where you're jumping 2 inches higher and you'll be wondering what happened. In May, I also almost lifted no weights because I had a back injury that occurred in April. And every time I tried lifting, I kept hurting it again, so I decided to stop lifting and stick to plyos, running, jumping, and that was working for me for the time being. To be honest, I didn't really miss weightlifting, even though sometimes it was kind of fun. Like once I get comfortable with something, I just stick with that pretty much. So once I got comfortable with like running and jumping again, which is what I was like training to do, I kind of like left the weightlifting behind. So far, June has been more fun than any other month because I got to do lots of dunking. I got access to the McMaster gym now, so I just do straight dunks. I join the run sometimes, and just being able to jump inside, it feels a lot better on my knees than being on the concrete all the time. And I feel like I'm jumping a lot higher than before. I can't believe June's already over though. It felt like it went by so fast. but I did lose a lot of weight. Before June, I was about 189 pounds, and then by the time June finished, I got down to as low as 182 pounds. Then I went back up a little bit to like 185. So that's 4 pounds. Well, I mean, from 189 to 182, that's 7 pounds. So 7 pounds in like 3 weeks, that's a lot. I lost a lot of weight in that time. I was fine with it though, because I don't even want to be big. Like, I just want to be able, as long as I'm jumping high, that's all I really care about. And I think losing the weight really helped me to do that. I don't know what else to say about June. It's just been dunking, running, kind of like May, I guess, but even more on the basketball side than weightlifting side. I actually haven't lifted anything for 2 weeks. But yeah, now it's July 1st. I think that's all though. If you liked the video, thanks for watching. And I'm gonna try to do one every month now, because I'm back on my grind now. As you've noticed, like, not on YouTube, but on TikTok, I've been pretty active. Alright, Maple Juice out.